Hello everyone. Well, here we are at the Little Red House. UPS showed up yesterday with two big skids of equipment, about 1,000 pounds worth of equipment. They were late coming in, so we didn't even get a chance to unpack. We're going to unpack it this morning. Um, all of it came from our good friends at Winery1, and we're going to be unpacking it this morning and taking a look and seeing what we got. So here we are. We're just unpacking the equipment. That's the chunky pump just came off the truck there. Look at that thing. Thing's a thing of beauty. Look at this thing. My God, looks like a little tank. What the guys did at More Wine was really neat. We spent a lot of time on the phone. We had a lot of conference calls with Olin out in California and Carl down south. And what they did, let me show you. Everything came color coded. See, this is yellow right here. So every pile and every little piece that they sent me, they color coded so that I know what to use it for. For example, this one's green, see? And let's see, that's red over there. Oh, there's my cake. So they sent me a very detailed email explaining what all these color codes mean, and how I'm going to use the equipment so that I can just use it in progression. From the crush bed into the tank, from the thing, etc., etc., etc. Very, very nice. So we're going to pull this stuff off of here now. Get it all out of the truck, and then we're going to start carrying it down to the winery, which is down the road there. We had quite a lot of rain here, and the ground is very soft from the construction, so we can't even use a forklift or anything because it's just mud back here right now. I got a machine sitting out here. I have a forklift attachment for it, but we can't get down there. I'll just show you a little bit. There's the attachment right there. See it? Unusable right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some plywood down on the mud here, right here. It leads down to the winery, and then we're just going to be able to walk the equipment down into it. Eventually this whole area will be finished. So we'll get it unpacked a little bit, we'll get it down to the winery, and then I'll film some more for you guys. So here we are again. It's the next day. All we got a chance to do yesterday was take the stuff off the back of my little dump truck. It's been raining here a lot. As you can see, everything is very muddy. In fact, the truck that delivered the equipment couldn't get down here. I had to go pick up the equipment at a main thoroughfare with my old dump truck. That's why you see all this wood here. And obviously, it's still a construction zone. We haven't had a chance to do any painting or anything because the weather hasn't cooperated. But we'll give you a little walkthrough on the stuff as best as we can. This is our little crush pad here. As you can see, everything's still muddy and yucky, but it'll be nice at some point. Let's go on inside here and see what we got. The folks at More Flavor were fantastic. I mean, a lot of help. They sent me this email. You can't read it, but I'll just show it to you. And everything came color-coded. Every box and every item in the box has a little piece of tape on it that, see, like that right there. That one's red. That, let me put some light on the subject here. That sort of, helps me because it tells me, for example, that white is from tank fittings and fittings to get from the tank to the barrel. So I know which procedure to use those for. There's all kinds of great stuff here. This is our distemmer. It's got a must pump on it, and they tell me that using this, there's just enough, little bit of a crushing action that goes on that I don't actually need a crusher to go with it. Small pump. I'm not sure exactly what you use it for. I think it has something to do with a plate filter. These are for topping off the barrels. I'm not sure why there are two, but I know Olin does because we walked through this process of making wine step by step, clamp by clamp, so many times on the phone, so that we made sure we didn't miss anything. Here's the chunky pump. This thing is amazing looking. Looks like a little tank. It's got all these kinds of electronic controls and remote stuff. And then there's boxes and boxes of stuff. That's all the lab equipment. There's some fancy meters and things in there. I have no clue what they are. There is, of course, lots and lots of big, huge rings of fat hoses to go with all these pumps. And more hoses and more hoses. And of course, there's boxes of stuff. This is, I think this is lab equipment in here. Yeah, that looks like a hydrometer there. Yep, and You know, there's clamps and fittings, everything labeled. You know, boxes and boxes of fancy stuff. I have no idea what it is. I have no idea what this is. You guys think that is? But there's boxes of it, and I'm sure I'll figure out what it is. So I haven't had a chance to unpack a lot of it, other than there's a funny looking one here. It looks like a pot. I think this has to do with, you know, when you try to get the wine cleaned up at the end. It looks like a pot instead of fitting on but like I said, I haven't had a chance to unpack a lot of it, and I'm not going to. As you can see, it's a very big mess in here right now. Because we haven't finished construction, because we've had to sort of delay it a little bit because spring sprung, and there's a lot of work that we have to catch up to outside, because it's quite a large property, and if we don't catch up to the weeds, etc. right now, we will never get to it. So all of this stuff actually has to still come completely out of here. We have to finish wiring. There's no electricity out here yet. There's barely just water. The floors are still raw concrete. They have to be sealed, otherwise it makes a mess in the house, and my wife wouldn't be happy about that. But it will work quite nicely. If you look through this door here, that's going to be our laboratory. I'll just give you a quick tour. I had to compromise. My wife wanted a second washer and dryer, so she got her second washer and dryer. And they're kind of a little bit in the way of my lab, but it's okay. I'll make a nice countertop on top of them, and I'll put some cabinetry above it. And this is where I will do my lab work. And it's very nice because it's quite central, right? I mean, here's a lab, and I can walk out into the winery. I can walk through this door and directly into the wine cellar. And I can walk through this door and walk straight into the house, into the entertainment area. So accessing the winery is quite easy, and the wine cellar is located both where, you know, near the cellar where stuff will be aging, and near the winery. So doing tests, etc., will also be very convenient. So it's just a little initial tour for you guys to kind of keep this little story of this little winery going. As we get it all finished up here, I'll unpack all the equipment. I'll put it in the right spots. I'll plug it all in, and then I'll show you with more detail each machine. And then come fall, we'll be able to see it actually making wine. For now, I hope you're having at least a little fun watching me unpack all these stories. And let's see what happens in the future. Cheers.